I could talk about that all
Yeah.
day, but I want to talk
Yeah.
about crime. Go ahead.
Quickly on that, just recently, we were fighting a development,
Mm,
and we've lost.
yeah.
We've lost hands down twice.
Uh,
Didn't matter how much. I mean, our First Amendment rights to petition our government thrown to the side, discarded for
yeah.
people that couldn't be there, and it was both meetings I didn't get to attend,
Mm-hmm.
but Homeland Park showed up,
Mm.
and we still got denied. This very last one, only 7 speakers showed up, and I thought me and Ms. Jameson was the only people going to be there.
Yeah.
So we only had 7 speakers, and this place was packed with people not wanting developments in their area,
Right.
and we defeated it that night.
Mm.
And the only reason I'm bringing that up is specifically to tell people this: don't let what you feel are your shortcomings stop you from being the leader you are. Because I have most people would never have a clue that I suffer from anxiety. I cannot stand to speak in public, but I do it every month. Like my community meetings, that's not such a big thing.
Right.
But to sit there in that anticipation that I got to get up and speak from, I had to do it, but I had to speak for my people.
Yeah.
Like if I don't get up there and do it, like who's going to say
Who's
it the
gonna
way
do
that
it?
I'm trying to say it? Like you broke the spirit of my people.
Right.
They didn't show up tonight because they've been denied so many times. We thought we had a voice.
Yeah.
And people were telling me like, man, I've got your back, man. I'll do anything for you, but I'm not going to that meeting
Yeah.
because they shot us down. It's useless. And I went in with a mission because I felt like, like y'all really did. I felt like y'all disrespected my people because like, the one thing about Homeland Park is so diverse.
Yeah.
It's so diverse. It's the most diverse community
It is.
in Anderson.
It is.
And I don't care what their income level is, what their religion is, their race, any of that.
Right.
Like, if you live here, you're my people.
You're my people.
That's
Word.
it. And
Word.
I go to fight for. Now, everybody might not like what I stood for when I went over there. Maybe they want that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But the majority didn't.
Right.
And that's what I had to speak for.
Right. Right, man. And keep speaking, man. And yo, I'm challenging you guys, man. Get involved. Get involved. Get involved. Get involved. Support. Do something, man. Show up. Because when you show up, like a lot of people talk, man, but action is what changes. As long as people are talking, but people know that you're not going to do anything, it doesn't matter, And so take action. But speaking of action, I want to talk about crime because obviously anybody that knows anything about Homeland Park, that crime can be an issue. And so I often hear about crime in certain areas. What type of crimes does your community specifically deal with?
I would say our biggest issues since I began and to this day are still petty theft.
Right.
I don't see like massive break-ins to people's homes. It's just if you don't tie it down if you want to, they probably get gone.
Yeah.
Drugs, and then there's been shootings. But my issue with that is the county reports aren't accurate. And I challenge you, ask for a map of what 911 when you call, when you say your area and they dispatch it as Homeland Park. See that map.
Yeah.
That's not all of Homeland Park. It's unfair to us that we get blamed for something that doesn't belong to us.
Right.
Like if there's a shooting up on or any kind of crime, like say up on 28 near Walmart or something, you're long past Homeland Park.
Yeah.
We stop at McDonald's. If it happens down 81 South, way down that way somewhere, they're like, because it's close to us, it gets put in us. So it skews our numbers and makes it look worse. And I'm not saying that like, there's not, because there's a lot of that going on and always has been, the past, I don't know, I've been doing 8 years, but 8 years I've been doing it, that stuff's been going on. And a lot of these people aren't even from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a lot of people aren't from here.
And it's not that they're out of state or out of county. They're from other little municipalities around us, and because of it being an older place that has newer homes, some nicer neighborhoods, and then some older homes, and then a few dilapidated ones, they found a place to stay. They found a place to squat.
Right.
And I'm like, we had our own people that was addicted, and stealing from us. But then now we've got people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And they kind of just kind of congregating here for that purpose.
Yeah, man, and one way to tackle crime is, once again, being a community, coming together, having each other's back, watching each other's back, man, and taking care of your people. So what are some things that you think could help reduce crime in this area specifically?
Well, it's really hard with the way state laws are written. You get away with everything now.
Yeah.
I remember being a child, a young driver, I could get a $25 speeding ticket or a $25 seatbelt ticket. If I didn't pay it, I was getting a warrant.
Right.
You don't do that no more.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest way to combat it is be a part. You know, everyone's afraid to call. They don't want
That's
to be
real.
recognized.
That's real.
You can be anonymous. If you're a part of a community watch, whatever role you play is a strength. It's no different than, I hate to say no different, but it's similar to the body of Christ. Everybody's got a role.
Everybody's got a role.
Everybody got a role. If you're just the little lady who just peeks out the blinds like, that don't look right in my neighbor's yard, I don't know that guy, I'm gonna call my neighbor, let him check his cameras because I'm scared to call the law. At least do that.
Yeah.
If you're the guy who can go out and speak on it, if you're the guy that can show up to the courthouse and say, yeah, that's the guy that broke in my neighbor's yard, and be a part of, a lot of convictions won't happen because people won't show up to court.
Right.
And it is what it is. People, I understand some people don't like retaliation and they fear those things, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
But that's a huge part for here. Also tearing down more dilapidated houses.
Right.
That's
big too. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big thing. Continue tearing down dilapidated homes, and and people are quick to say, well, these people have to have somewhere to live. Well, that's easy for you to say when they don't live in your neighborhood. They're not stealing everything you got.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So once again, man, action. I feel like the repetitive or I guess the theme of what we're trying to say, man, is be a part, take action. It takes action to be a part. And I know, seen crime, been a victim of crime, been involved in crime, and it's like looking at it as a whole it does take a community. You mentioned the body of Christ. It's like love others the way you want to be loved, or treat others the way you want to be treated, whatever. So if you wouldn't want to happen into you, or let's say if somebody was doing something in your stuff, how would you want your community to back you? What would you want your community to do? And however you answer that is what you should be doing, for your brother or sister or your community. I feel like that's important because once again, as I said before, man, it takes a village. And if I feel like a person wouldn't speak out or wouldn't take a step towards crime if they didn't feel supported, which goes back to having a strong community. Because if you feel supported and you know that your community is going to stand with you, regardless of what the backlash or the retaliation is, I feel like people would stand more on fighting against crime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And speaking of, you made a great point about if you don't feel like you can't nitpick the parts of your community that you want to support and what you don't want to support.
Right.
Like I've seen the post and people discussing Meadow Run and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in my past, I'm sure because a lot of my views have changed over time.
Right.
I don't look at everybody the same way I used to. Now I'm like, I used to be that guy.
Yeah.
Why am I? You know what I'm saying? Let me. I want to see people change. I want to see them get better. But when I seen people speaking on, oh, it'll just tear the place down, this, that, and that, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is nobody speaking up and saying that's a part of the community?
Right.
Whether you like it or not, it's a part of the community. Not everyone's in Meadow Run's bad people.
Right.
There's people there that I've had to use the same services in my life.
Yeah.
There's people trying to make it in life. There's elderly people that this is all they're gonna have.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a shame that in any whether it's an apartment complex or whether it's a neighborhood that people are living in fear. But that, like I said, people want to blame. You put 7,000 people in 4.7 square miles of Homeland Park, there's going to be crime.
Exactly.
But you put 90, I think Meadow Run's 90 something apartments. You put 90 something apartments in. There's going to be issues between people. I've been in Meadow Run my whole life. I've had friends there. I grew up playing basketball there.
I know good people that stay out there, man.
And that kind of when I seen those posts from people, and they're talking about fighting crime, and they're talking about this and this, and then the people in the comment section are talking about Meadow Run. Why didn't you stand up for them?
Right.
Why you didn't say nothing? Because that was the time. If you're going to be community leaders, you got to lead everybody. Because there's good people in there too that's trying to make it in life, and they deserve the same respect that everybody else.
Yep. And it's people are too comfortable with using their fingers, man, and not taking action. It's easy to send a comment. It's easy to just talk, but when it actually comes to doing something about it, something that you can do to make the community better, make your neighborhood better, make your brother or sister or whoever's community better, nobody takes action. And then plus, I know going back to, not to harp on a word so much, but you already know me and God, you know what I'm saying? We like that. So, but God says, man, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, man. And people don't take time to understand and know what's going on.
Yeah.
People will just see something, feel some type of way, and automatically just start talking without even knowing, any kind of knowledge or any kind of detail of what's going on or how to handle the situation or how the situation is being handled, what steps are being taken. It's just people hear something and just start talking. And I feel like that's an issue as well.
It is.